ಆಕಾಶಗಂಗೆಗೆ ಆನಂದ ಕಣ್ಣೀರೋ ಒಯ್ಯಾರಿ ಗಂಗೆಗೆ ಸಿಂಗಾರಿ ಗಂಗೆಗೆ ಅನುರಾಗ ಪನ್ನೀರು
ಹೇಮಂತಗಿರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ ಗುಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂಜಿಂದ ನೀರಾಗೋ ನೀರಿಂದ ಮಂಜಾಗೋ ಏಕಾಂತ ಸೇವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ
ಮಹಾಲಯ ಮನೋಲಯ
ಮಹಾಲಯ ಮನೋಲಯ
ಮಹಾಸಂಗಮ
ಮನೋಸಂಭ್ರಮ
ಮಹಾಸಂಗಮ
ಮನೋಸಂಗಮ
ಈ ಕಾಂಚನ ಗಂಗಾ ನಮದು ಈ ಗೌರಿ ಶಿಖರ ನಮದು ಯುಗ ಯುಗದ ಪ್ರೇಮವಿದು ಶಿವಗಂಗಾ ಗಾನವಿದು
ಈ ಕಾಂಚನ ಗಂಗಾ ನಮದು ಈ ಗೌರಿ ಶಿಖರ ನಮದು
ಓ ಓ ಓ ಓ ಓ ಓ ಓ
ನುಡಿದಂತೆ ನುಡಿಯೋನು ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ತೆರೆಸೋನು ಕೈಲಾಸ ಗಿರಿರಾಯ ಹಾಲಂತ ಮಹಾರಾಯ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಬೆರೆಸೋನು
ಒಂದೊಂದು ಧನಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹನಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ಅನುರಾಗ ಸಂಚಾರ ರೋಮಾಂಚ ತಂದಾಗ ಮನಸ್ಸೆಲ್ಲ ಶೃಂಗಾರ
ಮನೋಕಂಪನ ಮಹಾಕಂಪನ
ಮನೋಕಂಪನ ಮಹಾಕಂಪನ
ಮನೋಬಂಧನ
ಮಹಾಬಂಧನ
ಸಖಿ ಚುಂಬನ
ಸುಖಿ ಚುಂಬನ
ಈ ಕಾಂಚನ ಗಂಗಾ ನಮದು
ಈ ಗೌರಿ ಶಿಖರ ನಮದು
ಯುಗ ಯುಗದ ಪ್ರೇಮವಿದು
ಶಿವಗಂಗಾ ಗಾನವಿದು
ಈ ಕಾಂಚನ ಗಂಗಾ ನಮದು
ಈ ಗೌರಿ ಶಿಖರ ನಮದು
ಬೊಜ್ಜು ಹಲವು ಕಾಯಿಲೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಮೂಲ ಕಾರಣ. ಸಿಹಿ ತಿಂಡಿ, ತಂಬಾಕು, ಕರಿದ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳ ಸೇವನೆ, ನಿಯಮಿತ ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮದ ಕೊರತೆ ಇವು ಬೊಜ್ಜು ಬೆಳೆಯಲು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರಣ. ತಜ್ಞ ವೈದ್ಯರಿಂದ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಪಡೆದು ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಕಾಪಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಆಕಾಶವಾಣಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಕೇಂದ್ರದಿಂದ ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಚಿತ್ರಗೀತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ. ಸಮಯ ಈಗ 2 ಗಂಟೆಯಾಗಲಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ದೆಹಲಿ ಕೇಂದ್ರದಿಂದ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ವಾರ್ತೆಗಳು.
Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am VC Pramod and with me is Anita Anand with the Midday News. The headlines. A high-level India-Russia intergovernmental consultation on Afghanistan is underway in New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to chair 13th BRICS Summit tomorrow virtually. Sports and Youth Affairs Minister Anurag Singh Thakur to felicitate Paralympics medal winners in New Delhi today. Centre decides to allow induction of women into the National Defence Academy. India administers over 70 crore 75 lakh doses of COVID-19 vaccine so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate reaches 97.48%. In Kerala, test results of 20 persons for Nipah virus infection in Kozhikode found negative. Taliban announces caretaker government in Afghanistan, Mullah Hassan Akhund to be the acting Prime Minister. BJP announces election in charge for poll-bound states. Today is International Literacy Day. And in US Open Tennis, Canadian Leila Fernandez enters the women's singles semi-finals and Daniil Medvedev reaches men's singles semi-final. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is underway, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID information and guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. A high-level India-Russia intergovernmental consultation on Afghanistan is underway in New Delhi. The visiting Russian National Secretary Advisor, General Nikolai Patrushev, is leading his country's delegation, while the Indian side is being represented by NSA Ajit Doval. The Russian NSA will also call on Prime Minister Narendra Modi and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today. Sources said the 2 countries will review the political, security and humanitarian situation in Afghanistan, activities of terrorist groups including Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba, threats from drugs and the role of regional countries. The 2 sides will also deliberate on details of Indo-Russia cooperation to meet the current and future threats and measures to assist the crisis-hit country. The consultations reflect the entirely new situation in Afghanistan created by the withdrawal of US forces and takeover by Taliban. They also reflect the desire, importance and potential for significant increase in political and security cooperation between India and Russia in Afghanistan. Both countries share similar concerns on terrorism, especially to ensure that the Taliban adhere to their promises and assurances. The consultations are a follow-up to the telephone conversation between Prime Minister Modi and President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, on the 24th of last month. The 2 leaders had expressed the view that it is important for the 2 strategic partners to work together and instructed their senior officials to remain in touch on Afghanistan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will chair the 13th Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa summit tomorrow in virtual format. The theme for the summit is BRICS @15, Intra-BRICS Cooperation for Continuity, Consolidation and Consensus. India had outlined 4 priority areas for its chairship. These are reform of the multilateral system, counter-terrorism, using digital and technological tools for achieving SDGs, and enhancing people-to-people exchanges. A report.
The BRICS leaders will exchange views on the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and other current global and regional issues. The meeting will be attended by President of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro, Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese President Xi Jinping, and President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa. This is the second time Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be chairing the BRICS summit. Earlier, he had chaired the Goa summit in 2016. The Indian chairship of BRICS this year coincides with the 15th anniversary of BRICS. India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, President of the New Development Bank Marcus Trojo, the pro-tempore chair of BRICS Business Council Onkar Kanwar, and pro-tempore chair of the BRICS Women's Business Alliance Dr. Sangeeta Reddy will present reports on the outcome pursued this year under their tracks to the leaders during the summit. Anupam Mishra, AIR News, Delhi.
Talking to AIR News, defense expert C. Uday Bhaskar said the summit is significant in view of the ongoing developments in Afghanistan.
BRICS meeting has a very important deliberation at summit level. I think Prime Minister Modi would be able to steer the discussion as the chair in the appropriate manner about the implications of the Taliban in Afghanistan. And given the fact that Prime Minister Modi himself has alerted the global community about the scourge of terrorism, I think getting some kind of consensus among the BRICS countries would be very valuable, because at the moment Russia and China have indicated that they are more empathetic the Taliban than the other members of the Security Council as far as the permanent members are concerned. So I see the BRICS meeting as very important in putting India's own agenda and concerns on